exciting. Hey, Carol.
Hey there.
Carol.
Hi, Anna.
Hey.
I'm going to turn you around.
All good. All right.
Well, maybe I'm turning you around. Wrong
I
button.
hear some friends in the background.
There they are.
Hi. So, welcome everyone tonight for Live from the Mill. Tonight we're doing a little different. We're actually live from Carole Foster's barn in Schuylerville,
Schuylerville.
right? Schuylerville, New York, which is just a little bit away from the mill, like 20 minutes away from the mill. And Carole has a beautiful bouncing bunch of baby lambs.
They're sleeping right now. Look at them.
Oh, they're so sweet. So tonight we're really excited to talk to Carole about lambing season and shearing season, which is right around the corner. But before we dive into that, I do have a few announcements, and then I'll do the official introduction. So tonight, our announcements are that we have some big events coming up. First and foremost, in April, we have the Hudson Valley Textile Project's annual summit. So if you're watching and you are a fiber something or other in the Hudson Valley and you're not a member of the Hudson Valley Textile Project, you definitely want to check that out. It is an organization, nonprofit organization designed to help further interests of farms and fiber enthusiasts and fiber textile artists and just anyone who works with fiber and cares a lot about domestic manufacturing. It is a local organization to New York, so it represents regional New York-based interests, but for those of us who live outside the state and are just really passionate about domestically produced fabric and fiber, this is a great way that we can get involved. So the summit is an in-person event. It happens April 12th, and we're going to have Gail Pernello from Cornwall Yarn, who also is on the Hudson Valley Textile Project's board, join us for a Live from the Mill later as we get a bit closer to that. But for those of you who are interested, you can check out the Hudson Valley Textile Project right here on Instagram. Another really big thing that we've had going on is the Clean Fleece facility is getting moved into this week. If you've been following along on GoFundMe, you'll have seen those updates. If you haven't, be sure to hop over to Clean Fleece here on Instagram and check out the updates. We've got machinery in the buildings, everything's underway, there's a lot going on all the time. So it's very exciting to have that starring facility almost ready to be up and running and accepting things. So if that's a project you've been following, you might want to go check it out after this video. So without any further ado, we have a lovely live from the mill, live from the farm tonight with Carole Foster, who's a good friend. She works part-time at the mill, but a lot of her work is done here on the farm where she raises a lot of different sheep. You've got Romneys and Corriedales and some Wensleydale Teeswater crosses.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And the Corries are, I'm not sure they're full blood. I'm not sure.
But we
100%.
We love them anyway.
That's right.
We love them anyway.
That's right.
And
Tom is here too.
Oh, yeah.
I got Tom in the background.
Good to see you. All right. Right.
He's
Carole,
got a newborn back there.
Oh. So Carole, could you tell us a little bit about these baby sheep that we're seeing on our screens? Because I know that that's what everyone's excited about.
The last lamb was born. I'll see if I can get that on camera. Can you point it in there? Just last night.
Oh, wow.
Well, I got it backwards. Oh, there we go. There she is under the light. And then its twin is over here.
Oh, that's precious.
Yeah. Yeah. So
are they both ewes?
One of each, one ram, one ewe. They're Romneys.
Precious babies.
There it is. So they're not quite up and running yet, but they'll get there very soon. Hey there. So this is the last one born. We started like 2 months ago. And it's just sort of dribbled on and on. But we have a total of 16 lambs. 9 are rams. And then there's 7 ewes.
If anyone's looking for a ram,
Right.
they need to reach out to you, huh?
That's right.
And are the rams all Romneys, or did you have some of the crosses?
We have some of the crosses too. We only have one black lamb this year, and she's a ewe lamb. She's going to stay here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. This is the older group over here. Look how big that guy is.
He is so big.
Yeah.
I would never thought he was a
Yeah.
baby from this shot, because the other ones look so small.
Right. They're separated because they're eating a little better, and they would crowd the other ones out of the bunk. So the older ones are over there. That lamb was born like the second week of January, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's only a few months old and already so big, so
Right.
much bigger than the others.
Right. Yeah.
Crazy.
Born pretty big. There she is up
That's
and wagging.
never bad. Hello. Look at the little tail wag.
Yeah.
Oh, that's precious.
Yeah.
So, Carole, for those people watching who don't have sheep at home,
Okay.
could you talk a little bit about how the breeding process works, how you plan for lambing season, and what lambing season kind of looks like? Because I think it's a little crazy and people just don't know.
Okay. So our particular breed of sheep are seasonal breeders. They will not go into heat until the nights get cool in the fall. So typically we would put a ram, we would begin to lead feed our sheep, give them a little more energy, and then put a ram in so that we could have lambs born January and February, so that they would be ready for grass when grass is ready. So this year we didn't do that. We just let the rams stay with them year round, and so that's why they're so sporadic like this. But it's worked out good. A lot of people like lambs this time of year for the Easter market. There's a big demand for lamb for Easter, and that's not going to happen for us this year. They're too small. So, and there's not enough. Mm-hmm. Way back when we used to have 100 ewes, that we did a lot of lambs for meat, but not anymore. So they're in the barn. They're cozy and warm. We have a heat lamp in case anybody gets chilled because they're wet, when they're first born, and that might make them a little chilled. But other than that, they do well.
And they do get born like all in the middle of the night, right? That's what.
Well, no, not always.
It just seems that way.
Just seems that way, yeah. Yeah.
It seems like everyone I know is like, oh, I was up all night with a ewe, and then she.
Yeah.
Now, did we see one walk across who's pregnant, or is she just
she's just big.
Just big right now.
Yep. Yep. She'll always be that way, probably. But we have a camera in the barn so that we don't have to come down and look all the while. We can watch from home. But still, it's a lot to watch for. Yeah. We're glad we can sleep at night again.
That's a good plan. For anyone watching who's up all night, get a camera. Get a camera.
Get a
camera.
Barn. That's right.
That's a great
tip.
Yeah. So I see that all your sheep, it looks like they've all been sheared already.
Right.
And last year we talked about that a little bit, how it's smarter to shear before lambing season so that everything is clear and easy to see, and there's not any wool in the way or wool that can be damaged.
Right. And also because the ewe will know more if she gets chilled, that the lamb could get chilled and take better care of her. Yeah.
Because they don't have their big fluffy sweaters yet. They're so skinny. Yeah. Oh, they're so precious.
They were shorn in January, and look how much wool they have already.
Growing so fast.
It's surprising how fast they have this coating of lanolin that sort of builds back up a little bit first, and then they just get some fleece on very quickly. Even the baby lambs will get quite a bit of wool on them in a few weeks, and that really helps protect them.
That's awesome. And I have seen some pictures of baby lambs, and I'm sure some other folks in the comments have too. And we've got some questions. I'll run through those in a second. But I've seen some pictures where they're born and they're bright yellow. What is that from?
That's from the delivery. Sometimes, you know, there's trouble. They have been in there too long and they're yellow because of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like iodine or something on them, but
no.
I don't know why. I don't know why you would coat a sheep in iodine.
No, we dip their navels in iodine, but just their navels.
To keep them from infection.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And so we have some questions for you in the comments that I'll read off. So Noelle wants to know if you will be hosting any farm tours for the Washington County Fiber Tour so that people can see the lambs.
Well, this year's going to be different. I am a 4-H leader again. So I will be in Washington County at a farm over there with the 4-H club. And we're going to be working with that farm's sheep. And so, no, we're not going to be here, but I will be out and about. I will. They're in Cambridge. It's Joe and Georgie Hamilton. And they've got a bunch of sheep, and they'll have lambs for you to handle, and the 4-Hers will be happy to show you around. So that's this year's plan.
Yes, and that's a very fun event. That's right at the end of April, and it's the Washington County Fiber Tour. So you'll be in Cambridge.
Right.
Noelle was asking if there was another time. She drives by the farm all the time and wants to know if she could come and see baby lambs.
Yeah, it's if you see the white pickup truck here, it's fine to come in. Okay. How's that?
Right.
Tom will be here.
That's a good answer.
Right.
You can always just call, because I'm happy to have people come and visit.
Yeah, he loves to have visitors.
And so you can always call ahead if you want, and we can make sure that when you're here that there'll be somebody here to.
Right. We just don't like people wandering in and out without us here.
No, the sheep wouldn't like that either. They'd be very disturbed by it.
They wouldn't know.
Yeah. They're kind of spoiled. They like company.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So Elaine asks, do you shear twice a year?
Yes. Not all of them, but the Wensleydale Teeswater crosses, they're every 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, because it grows so fast.
That's prolific.
Yes.
That's great though.
Yeah. But they don't have the volume of wool as the Romney. So it kind of equals out because their fleeces are much lighter.
That's awesome. So Cynthia asked, do their tails get docked? We're noticing these long tails on the lambs. Do they get
Yes, they
later?
do.
And
they
why?
have and some of them have lost them already. They get a little rubber band on there when they're first born, and then that tail will eventually fall off on its own. We dock tails for hygiene purposes. If you have a long tail, you're more likely to have a manure buildup there, and that leads to trouble.
Right. But they don't feel it at this age. Their
No.
tail.
You can see them. They're just running. They have no idea. They're fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Elaine asked, how long is gestation? And Sarah Pomegranate says, hi, love to you in your barn, and hi to Tom.
Hi, Sarah. Gestation is 5 months.
That's
so each
so
breed is a little bit different in, number of days, but we rough it out at 5 months. Right. Yeah. So in the beginning, when we first had sheep, we would have our ewes lamb 3 times in 2 years. So because they were a breed that would lamb out of season. So.
Oh, that would be hard to plan for, I think.
That's quite a lot. Yes, that's quite a lot.
Oh my goodness, they're so busy.
Yes, they are.
We could just sit here and watch them. So do you name them? I know some people name all of their sheep according to bloodline conventions.
Yeah, but we have very few named ones right now at the moment.
Right.
When we get, we used to show at fairs and we would get really close with them and they would become really friendly. Those would be named. And then their offspring would, the same name, first letter of each name. But we we haven't been showing. We probably won't be showing, so they're not as friendly as they used to be. But
So with sheep, it's
Tom
all
says they
about
are as friendly as they used to be.
it's all about the handling
Yeah.
and the feeding.
The more you handle them, the more. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So if anyone's just joining us, and I think there are a few of you who have just joined us, we are live from the mill, live from the barn tonight with Carole and Tom Foster at Foster Sheep Farm, where we have a great view of the baby bin. I guess is what we can call it. It's full of babies. They're so cute. And mamas.
And mama.
The lambs and the mams, as
Yep.
Tammy would say.
Right.
So we are looking at all the babies, and you said you have 16? Is that what you said?
16 babies. Yep.
That's so many.
Yep.
So many.
The Romneys, you can tell they have those little round faces and the ears sticking straight out to their side. And then their crosses, their ears come up like the teeth butters. Yeah.
They're so busy. And lots of twins or?
A few twins. Yeah, a few twins. But this year, we do not have a bottle lamb. And we're not complaining. So often we'll have triplets, and we've had quads before, and the mom just can't raise them all. So we would be in here with bottles several times a day.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I hear that's like the number one challenge is if you have a bottle lamb, the work just goes up exponentially. You have to be home all the time. It's like having a tiny puppy.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Except messier. Maybe.
Right. Yeah. Mary Jean wants to see my hat.
Yes. And Gail is asking about what size do you like to keep your flock and how many sheep do you have right now? That is a very cute. Is that the synaptic
Yes, it
pattern?
is.
That looks great. So guys, this pattern was just released last month. It's by Synaptic Stitches, and I'm not remembering is it Banneton?
Yes.
Is that the name of the hat?
Yes.
The Banneton hat, and it's really cool. And it uses Carole's yarn, her Corriedale from the Corries that you are looking at tonight.
Right. Yep. Oh, there's not a Corrie in this pen, but in the other pen. Yeah, it was really fun. I am not real skilled at brioche. I had never done cabling, but her pattern was so good. She has videos throughout, and it was really fun.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I'm just typing that in there. And Joanne asked what breed of sheep we're looking at tonight. We've got the Wensleydale.
Okay, let me turn the camera again. So right here, with the blackish nose and ears, but it's a white sheep. That's a Wensleydale cross. Behind her is a Wensleydale Romney cross. This one is mostly Wensleydale. All of these lambs are out of the Romney because we only had a Romney ram this year. And then these are Romneys. Hi, girls. They're not used to a camera in the barn.
They're ready for their close-up.
There's the newborn. And Mama.
Just born yesterday.
Last night, just about this time, yeah. I was home making supper. Tom was down here working with a lamb.
They're so precious. And they are not sure what to do with the camera. Look at them run away.
Yeah. Yes. Hi, girls. That's the Corrie right there, the black one.
Oh, beautiful.
He's the only one that's lambed this year. Yep. And that big lamb was born in January. The other's a couple weeks behind, I think, in this pen. Yeah.
They were she was quite a bit early.
Yeah.
And a big lamb. She was
big
lamb. And I forget, maybe she was over 15 pounds, maybe 16 or 17 pounds. And then 2 weeks later, we weighed her again, and she was 24 pounds or 25 pounds. And so if the mothers are giving enough milk, the lambs will grow very fast. They'll gain, on the order of 5 pounds a week or better when they're at that age. They take right off, and so when you first see them, they're just kind of cute, and then later on they're running all over and getting into mischief. So it's fun to watch the progress.
Oh my goodness! And have they been outside yet? Is it still too chilly?
No, they
for them
won't
to
go outside yet. The other sheep are going in and out, the ones that weren't pregnant, but these guys are going to be in with the lambs till the weather is a lot drier. The mud is not good. Yeah.
So Mary Jean's asking us to tell a story about the Corriedale. I'm wondering if she means the yarn, talking about the yarn.
I think she means the sheep.
Okay.
The woman that I got the sheep from, Claire, passed away. And I never knew Claire, but Mary Jean did. And anyway, we were contacted by a friend of Claire's who knew the husband wanted to get rid of the sheep and he wanted them to go to a good home. So they came and checked us out and decided this would be a good fit. So we were given these Corriedale ewes. So now that's added to our flock, and it really has helped our wool to have a little bit finer fleece to go with our long wools.
Mm-hmm. And Bat and Pearl spends a couple different yarns for you.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about each of your bases?
So I start out with the sport weight yarn. It's called Concordia, and that is 50% Romney and then 50% Falkland that we purchase and blend with it. Then the Claire's Corrie is something like 75% Corriedale and 25% Wensleydale. And that's a DK weight. And then I have Schuyler, which is a worsted weight. And that one is more like 50-50 Romney and Wensleydale. I've kind of lost track of that. Tom, take this over and show the yearlings. The yearlings are on the other side of the barn.
Oh. And yeah, we just love all of your yarns. And Carole dyes her fibers with natural dyes. So have you already started your dye garden for the year? Oh,
Carol's coming over here.
We'll ask her in a minute. We'll
That's
take a look
great.
at the yearlings first. Tell us what we're looking at, Tom.
Okay, these are lambs that were born last year, and so they have not yet been bred, but they'll be bred this fall and have lambs the following year, hopefully very.
Those black ones are really hard to see, but they're out of the Corriedales.
Beautiful.
It's so dark in here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And these guys, some of them are quite friendly.
They seem less terrified of their camera moment.
Well,
they're more
because
ready.
those mamas are still protecting their babies.
It's funny, some of these, when they were out on pasture, they were crazy wild because we weren't handling them all the time. And then once we brought them so that they would come in the barn, or that I was feeding them a little extra feed, they decide at that point that we're not so bad. And if I'm working in the pen here with something, sometimes one of these yearlings will come up behind me and I don't know they're there, and all of a sudden they'll grab a hold of your pants or your shirt or something and give it a big tug. And it's
that's so funny.
Yeah, it is funny, but it kind of catches you off balance a bit.
Oh my goodness, they have such sweet faces. So Mary Jean
Mary
is saying hi.
Jean is here.
She made
Hi,
for
hello.
just a second to say hi.
I might make people seasick. I'm still driving home from Syracuse. So I'll try to hold the camera steady. That's why you can't see me.
Hopefully
I
you're
can't
not
see the road.
Safe. We can invite you back in after you're home.
Well, I ended up having to stop on the side of the road and do some emailing for the farm. So for friends watching, I don't know if you know that I'm involved in maple sugaring, but it's maple season, and we're just crazy at the farm. The sap is running, and fortunately, the mill is kind of on its own, and they're doing great. While I've been focusing on helping out getting moved into clean fleece, and then helping out at the maple farm. Like the emergency stop on the side of the road for emailing was because I had to order a truck to go pick up 4 pallets of jugs to put the syrup in. And it could only be done today and only be done in email and so on and so on. So it's just been one of those kind of days.
Weeks, Mary Jean.
Weeks.
We're glad to have you with us, if only for a little moment while you're traveling.
Well, but I've been listening to everything, and I loved seeing the sheep. I haven't been out to Carole's barn all spring, so this is my really first viewing of the lamb. So I loved seeing that. And Carole, could you let people know what your schedule includes? Are you going to be at Maryland Sheep and Wool?
I am going to be at Maryland Sheep and Wool. The last weekend in April, I'll be at the Washington County Fiber Tour at the Hamilton's Farm. And then the next weekend, first weekend in May, we will be in Maryland. And we have a new booth location. We're up in the North Field under the big tent, which is new this year. So that's exciting. Then New Hampshire Sheep and Wool the weekend after that, where we will be in our regular location. And I think that's it for spring.
I thought you were going with me to Central New York.
Oh,
June
I am.
10th and 11th.
I am going to Central New York with you. Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Just see if you're paying attention.
I've signed up to give a class each day on Saturday, June 10th, in the morning, a class on how to buy a fleece, depending on what it is you want to do with it, to help shoppers who arrive Saturday and want to know what to be looking for that day during the show. And then on Sunday, I'm teaching a class later in the morning to a special pre-register only class put on by the Corriedale Small Livestock Work Group for young and beginning farmers about getting started with fiber animals. And the class is how to work with a mill and what the value-added products are. So not only will you be at the Central New York booth, at our booth at Central New York, but you'll be alone at our booth.
I'll be alone. I'll be answering the questions. I'll be taking in the fleeces. It's going to be fun. That's a nice show.
Years ago, we did it. For real. You know, we started there the first year, and we had a good time. The problem was that all my kids started having graduations, and once you get off a mailing list and out of a show, it's hard to get back into the swing of the show. And they graciously let Carole and me in for one day last year. They had a last-minute cancellation, and we were able to pull our van in, and we took in more fleece than we had room for, and one of our friends, Gail, had to convince her husband to put 50 pounds of greasy wool in his new Audi that had, what did he have on it, 4,500 miles?
Yeah, not many.
He put 50 pounds of nice, greasy, had sat in the sun all day, Ram. Oh, yeah. Right in the back seat of that Audi. Yep.
Yeah.
And I think the same Gail is in our chat asking if Carole has a lot of yarn to dye before Maryland.
I do have a lot of yarn to dye. But I have flowers in the freezer, and looking forward to getting those pots going. Yeah.
She's got a lot of yarn to make before Maryland.
I didn't want to
too.
say that. Well, yes, there's one lot of yarn that I really don't have any to dye, so I've got to wait for the
Gotta wait
mill
for
to
us.
get it done.
We
Yeah,
gotta finish it up.
yeah. How many sheep do we have total?
Different Gail, she says, not the one with the Audi.
Right.
So to
Right.
be clear, we're really crazy about this. I have my friend Gail, not to say the other Gail isn't my friend too, but we call this one my friend Gail, and the other Gail we call Carole's friend Gail, but not this Carole, the other Carole. So my
Not
other friend
confusing at all.
Carole has a friend named Gail, and then my friend Gail has a friend named Claire, and I have a friend named Claire, and this Carole has another friend named MJ. But
right.
it isn't me, it's the other MJ. And
It's
so
really
anyone,
tongue twisting.
so anyone who just heard that, I'll give you a skein of yarn if you can send me a DM listing the names of all these friends and who they are.
And Gail from Cornwall, you don't count.
Yeah, your name can't be Carole, Gail, Claire, or MJ.
And Patty asked, how many sheep total do you have on the farm? I think we answered that one earlier, but I don't remember the number.
Well, I don't either. You know, Tom?
I think Tom's counting
Just
them.
short
He
of
might
40,
fall
not
asleep.
counting the lambs.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, just short of 40, counting the lambs.
That seems like so many more than I feel like I saw when I visited.
Well, we had a rough year. We were a flock of around 60 ewes, and found out that we had a disease that sheep get called ovine progressive pneumonia. And so we had to do some serious culling, and now we have a really healthy flock that's OPP free, ovine progressive pneumonia free.
That's
So
fantastic.
yes, our numbers are down, but we have healthy sheep, and we're really happy that we went through that program, and we'll continue to be sure that they are clean and healthy.
That's what's important.
Right.
And they're so beautiful and so lively and just having the best time.
Yeah.
I saw some of them that looked like they were chewing on a bucket.
Yeah, well, I had that chair and bucket in there for me to sit on, and they're just really excited about it. Because I've gotten out of that pen, so.
So funny. So I feel like they're based on Tom's story, based on your stories, they're a little mischievous. Do you have any other funny little sheep stories that you'd like to share with us?
Well, I've got one or two.
Here he goes.
Some,
You asked for it.
we haven't had any doing it this evening yet, but quite frequently, especially if I'm checking them late at night, I come in and they're all the sheep are quiet and they're all lying down, except for maybe 2 or 3 of the really young lambs are standing up on top of their mothers. They just climb right up there and just stand, and the mothers they don't seem to pay any attention to it at all. But it is pretty cute to watch them, and then the lambs will frequently they'll climb on top of things, and they'll climb right into the feed bunks and curl up in the hay in the feed bunks, because I guess that's just what they do.
Oh, that's so precious. And MJ is still driving, so
Okay.
I think we've lost her for a minute, but it was nice that she could pop in and say
Right.
hi and remind
Yeah.
us of those other events. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. I could just sit and watch them all day. I really could. They just have such good faces
They
and sweet
do.
personalities. I mean, it just really reads how cute and happy they are. Look at you. This is just going to be a video where I just talk to the sheep. Well,
It's okay. It's okay. We do a lot of that here too.
Oh, they're so sweet. I love how much loose skin they have. Like
Yeah, they're gonna
like the
grow
little
into
puppies.
that
They've got
quickly.
the wrinkles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cute. Oh, Now, do they get confused about who's their mom versus who's not their mom?
They're pretty good
Does it all
about it.
become just
And the moms won't let somebody else's lamb nurse.
Oh,
And,
okay. So it's not a free-for-all
No.
nursery zone.
No.
It's one of the reasons that newborn lamb from last night is in a pen all by herself.
See, she's over there.
We leave them in there for a while till we're certain that the lambs have bonded with their mother.
Mm-hmm.
And because some ewes are very possessive of their lambs, and others will give birth and then stand up and walk away. You know, they don't want the lamb to know who they are.
Yeah.
So you do get it's kind of like people. There's all kinds, and but those separate pens help a lot in terms of making sure that the mother will take care of the lambs, so that's how we try to improve the averages in terms of having know their mothers.
Yeah, they love that bucket, Carol.
Do
You
love
gave
that
them
bucket. Yeah.
the best new toy. So during this phase of their lives, obviously they're pretty vulnerable. What kinds of things are you guys keeping them safe from by keeping them in the barn? Obviously the weather, but there are some
weather,
predators
in
your area, right?
Yeah. Yep. And there's at this time of year we hear coyotes all the time. So in the barn is the best place for them. And we also have to worry about things like pneumonia. You know, if they get outside and they get too cold and chilled, and that's not good.
Yeah. The plain cold they seem to be able to tolerate pretty well, but if they get wet or even just damp and it gets windy, I'm just not at all comfortable with having them outdoors.
No, that makes sense. So they have to wait till it warms up a little bit,
Yeah.
babies.
And then they'll start going in and out of the barn, you know.
Right.
So.
Well, everyone will have to make sure to watch your Instagram feed,
Right.
which is really easy to remember. It's just Foster Sheep Farm.
Right. Very
so that they can see when those babies get to go outside for the first time, which is going to be really fun to watch, I'm sure. I've always seen the videos. They all
run and jump and carry on. Yep. Yep.
So precious. The moms are like, "Are you guys done yet?
Right.
Let us go to bed."
Right.
Aw,
Right.
they're so cute. So what's next on the week for you, Carol? Now have all the sheep been
We're all done
that you're expecting?
Yep.
So now it's just taking care of them for
watching to make sure they keep growing, they get enough to eat, and then it'll be weaning time.
And how long
favorite time
is that?
A couple months. They'll be ready to be away from their moms. They'll be eating enough on their own that they don't need the milk, and the mother doesn't want them anymore. You know.
Are the big ones the ones that are in the
Oh no, they're not.
I don't know
yet.
the 3-month-old playpen. I don't know what to call it.
That's right.
No, they're not weaned yet. So, basically now I have to concentrate on yarn. I have to get yarn ready. So, and I'm knitting a new sweater to go along with the new hat for the booth. So,
What are you knitting?
oh, I can't think of the name of it. I don't ask.
Okay.
It'll be on my Instagram. How's that?
Perfect. We can all see what Carol's working on when she posts it to Instagram. Well, this has just been so much fun. Oh, someone's trying out some hay back there. She's like, this might be good. This looks like a good snack.
Good snack. Not too big for me.
I mean, she's doing her best.
Right.
The lambs, when the mothers are eating their grain, we give them grain twice a day, or other times when there's some really good quality hay in the bunk that they think is quite a treat. The lambs will come right up, even when they're just a week or two old, and they'll start nibbling at whatever the mother eats.
Oh.
And that's kind of funny sometimes because you don't expect them when they're that age to be eating hay or grain or anything else, but they'll come up and nibble away and until one of the bigger sheep decides that they're just too annoying and sort of pushes them away because they don't want to share. So, but
I don't think it's going to go up the step, but it's thinking about it.
yeah.
It's gonna hop in with the newborns.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what a busy farm for you guys right now. I'm so glad that you were able to join us and invite us in for a little bit. We're gonna have one last peek at bitty babies. Yeah. Oh, they're so cute. I love the tail. I can't get over the waggy tail. It is my favorite thing. Yeah. And for those of you who are in the area, Carole said that you can call ahead and arrange a visit. Tom would be happy to show you guys cute little baby sheep if you're near Schuylerville. If you're not near Schuylerville, you can see Carole's wool at some upcoming shows. She's going to be at the Central New York Fiber Festival, which is in June, and also Maryland Sheep and Wool with
and New Hampshire,
your very own booth, and New Hampshire Sheep and Wool.
Right.
And I will see you at Maryland. I'm
that's exciting
as always.
Yes.
I love any event where I can come up and hang out with everybody. So it is going to be a fun, full year of fiber, and it starts here. It starts here. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, and thank you to everyone else who's joining us. And for those of you who have just joined, you're kind of joining us at the tail end, but this will be posted to our Instagram very shortly as part of the Life from the Mill series, and then to YouTube tomorrow. We like to turn them around quick. We're doing our best.
All right.
And Carol's wearing
and don't forget
gorgeous.
Look at this hat.
This is the Benetton hat from Jen. Synaptic Stitches.
Yes.
And it is so cute and uses Claire's Corriedale.
Claire's Corriedale, yes.
Corey.
Yep.
Yeah, which is
I did the
Carol's
short version
yarn.
because I like a more beanie style.
Me too, usually.
Yeah.
Yes, and everyone in the comments is saying, thank you, Carole and Tom. And I am also saying, thank you, Carole and Tom. What a treat to see all these babies tonight. And you guys look so good and warm and cozy in the barn.
All right. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a lovely evening.